Ever since I started skating, I've wanted an indoor mini ramp to learn tricks on, and today, that dream has finally come true. So Keen Ramps hooked me up with two 8-foot wide, 2-foot tall quarter pipes that fit perfectly inside my garage. The ramps came shipped on this big pallet with everything I need to assemble the perfect little mini ramp. I say perfect not only because the ramp is just the right size with awesome transition and coping, but also because I don't own any tools or have the knowledge to construct a mini ramp myself. So Keen Ramps set it up that all I need is a drill and I'm ready to put this bad boy together all by myself. All the wood is pre-drilled so I can just sink some screws in, line up some 2x4s, and before I know it, I have the frame of the ramp pretty much done. Now, if you've ever tried building a ramp with coping, you know how difficult it can be to get it set in just right. But this coping comes already attached to this wood piece, and there's this amazing little cutout in the transition. So all I have to do is just set it in, spin a couple of screws in, and perfect quarter pipe grinding. Here I come. Ollie's like, what the heck is going on? What's going on, puppy? It's a garage mini ramp. You're not gonna like any part of this. It's gonna be loud and scary and awesome. The deck of the mini ramp is just as easy to attach, and the double layer transitions are all marked exactly with where I need to drill. So there's no measuring or anything, which is good because that's the stuff I always screw up. The ramp comes with 2 layers of plywood for the transition, and once that's all screwed in, all I need to do is attach this metal sheeting that makes a nice smooth transition onto the transition. You know what I mean? So all in all, it took me somewhere between 4 and 5 hours to put together these 2 quarter pipes, and I did it all by myself. Now, it is time for my first drop-in. First drop. So after I added on these little extensions to increase the deck size, there's one more step to turn these quarter pipes into my dream ramp. So I like to think that this YouTube channel is all about creating story and going just a little bit further to make something extra special, whether that's a hand-drawn map for your D&D game, or it's painting this mini ramp to be extra rad. You know, skating is all about having fun, and I want to paint this ramp to reflect that. So I want this thing to look like it was on the set of a Nickelodeon show in the 90s, and that means pink bricks and bright green slime. So Corey over at Keen Ramps told me to use exterior grade enamel paint with a semi-gloss finish to keep the riding surface nice and smooth and feeling just right. So I'm starting with a couple of coats of pink and green. Then, once everything is dry, I'm measuring out my brick pattern using this chalk line to make some horizontal lines across the ramp. I'm drawing the actual design with a few different sizes of black Posca markers, pretty much like the biggest sizes. And even though I use the chalk line to make everything nice and even and measured, I'm going in freehand so the design will look like it's actually drawn by hand. So, you know, the little wobbles and variations in the lines, those things look good to my eyes, and really I just don't want to be messing with a straight edge or anything like that. Since the ramp is 8 feet wide, I'm measuring the bricks to be 8 inches wide, just to keep the design nice and even all the way across the ramp. Drawing the little vertical lines in the brick pattern and then the flowing drippy outlines of the slime is super fun, especially because now the design is really coming together. So after the first quarter pipe was pretty much done, I realized this paint job needed just a little something extra. So obviously my first instinct was to paint the goblin that is clearly living underneath the quarter pipe. So his eyes are peeking out from a missing brick and his arm is reaching out to swipe at the skateboards that are rolling by, making all the noise on his roof. And because this goblin lives under my quarter pipe, I think I gotta call this the Goblin mini ramp. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the green paint to dry, I'm moving on to the sides of the ramps. And there's kind of this unspoken rule, but if you're painting a skate ramp, you are required to have a black and white checkerboard pattern painted on it somewhere. So I just folded up a sheet of paper and cut out this little square template that's half the width of the bricks on the front, and use that to measure out the grid. And then I use the 2 black Posca markers to fill in the checkerboard pattern on top of the white paint. So now that the goblin is finally dried up, it's time to add the outline to his arm. And of course, I'm gonna redraw the Keen Ramps logos that were on the ramp originally. I'm just so psyched on this ramp, and I'm really grateful to Keen for making this garage mini ramp dream come true. So do yourself a favor and check out the links to the Keen Ramps website in the description. They got all kinds of ramps that they can mail straight to your garage. All right, construction is complete. Insane paint job is finished. The goblin is moved in. So now the only thing left to do is skate. Alright, I still have a lot to learn, but let me know if you enjoyed this video and want to see more skate stuff on the channel. I'm definitely going to be learning a ton of tricks on my sweet new ramp, so you should definitely subscribe to see more, and actually follow me on Instagram too. I'll be posting my progress over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, watch out, Goblin!